Okay, Drainage Board for August the 18th. First item today is the minutes. They were sent via email. Any alterations or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to accept the minutes.
Motion to accept. We'll second that. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
2-0. Right to you, Jared.
Okay. So, old business on the Carl Helms tile, Harrison Township, this is down near Almco. We sent out 3 quote packages, Brickley Excavating, Habig Trucking and Excavating, and Jaron Tucker. We received 2 quotes back, one from Jaron Tucker and one from Habig. You have those in your packet in front of you. Tucker's quoted price was $19,500.80. Habig Trucking and Excavating was $14,800 even. So both of those have done work for us before. I believe Habig's is actually doing the dirt work out there on the site for the Almco project, so they were the low quote, and it would make sense to have them perform that work. We had sent out the proposed contract ahead of, or before we sent the quotes out. Ted has reviewed that, and I believe at the Drainage Board level, we could award it subject to commissioner approval of the funding of that. Whenever we get into commissioner meeting, one thing I would recommend is that we add like 10% for the what's going to be approved as a not to exceed. But that way, if there's a change order, if they find more tiles that we think are tied into it, if there's some other change, then we would have a little bit of cushion. We would only spend whatever that dollar amount is that you could approve a not to exceed price. I think the 10% over would bring it to about $16,250, I think, roughly, in rough numbers. So whenever the commissioner meeting, when that's being discussed, that's why I would recommend that additional funds for any change orders. But it would be a not to exceed price.
And you're just trying to get ahead of the game in case there are some changes. So the commissioners,
Just in case.
the commissioners could certainly approve funding only for that amount.
Right.
With the knowledge then that there may be some additional change or work.
So the way the quote was set up is, what's the price to put the tile in? And then what is your cost if you encounter a 4-inch tile connection? How much is that? That's not included in that quote price, but we have a quote for each one of those. So if there's 2 4-inch tiles that they have to connect, we know how much that's going to cost. It would be over and above that $14,800.
Sure.
So I don't necessarily anticipate any tiles being connected into it other than that one, but just in case, that way there is a little bit of cushion so that I wouldn't have to come back to the commissioners to ask for another $300 or another $400. That it would be a not to exceed. If there's something that they unearth out there and we're going to go over that amount, we need to have another meeting anyway. So I don't anticipate that happening, but it's just kind of a 10% buffer, just in case.
So the motion for the drainage is to accept one of these 2.
Right, and I would recommend that Habig Trucking and Excavating, they are the low bidder. They're doing the work out there.
I'll make a motion to accept the quote from Habig, and also with the addition of the 10%.
Well, so the 10% is more in the commissioner meeting for
So
funding.
you don't want that discussed and you don't want that attached?
It doesn't need to be in this one. Yeah,
Okay,
doesn't
well,
need to
then
be
I'll
in
just
this one.
make the motion for the accepting of the Habig Trucking.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That'd be 2-0.
And that would be subject to ultimate funding by the Board of
By
Commissioners.
the Board of Commissioners.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, those guys, in their meeting, will approve this. Hopefully. We are the Drainage Board, so different entity.
Never know about those guys.
Never know about those guys. Yeah.
So unpredictable.
Couple of ongoing projects, the BF Kane tile in Harrison Township and the Craven tile in Harrison Township. I don't have an update for either one of those right now. Under new business, so we had the Carl Helms tile to discuss the quotes on there, but we actually already did that. Do you have any update? And I actually talked with Mayor Menser prior to the solid waste meeting, of having a meeting with him to kind of explain what all has been discussed and what all we need to do to transfer jurisdiction. Like maybe you might have had a conversation with the attorney.
Right. After communicating with the surveyor a couple times about the proposed plan for mutual resolutions for the Drainage Board to release jurisdiction over the Helms tile and to have the city accept jurisdiction of the Helms tile. I actually had an opportunity to reach out to the city's attorney last week. He said he was aware of the discussion, didn't know where it stood, didn't know if that would ultimately come from public utilities or the city itself, but that he would start looking into it. And so they're aware of the situation. I think that mainly came through prior discussions, at least as I understood it, through the economic development, who was very active in getting the ALCO or the ALMCO project moving forward anyway. So we've got drafts of resolutions to put into a final form. We just need to make sure that we've discussed it with the city. It doesn't make sense for this board to approve a resolution if we don't believe that the city's prepared to move forward as well.
So I will see when that meeting will take place, and we'll keep moving forward hopefully on it.
Okay, absolutely.
So also had two requests, two different utilities requests. One is from Citizens Telephone, otherwise known as Warren Telephone, on County Road 700 South. This will be out in Chester Township. It's the Maddox, Markley, Mormon open drains, and then I think there are a couple tiles as well that they were going to be crossing, that they had asked for a utility consent form. And then also, they are doing something out by Corning Glass on 100 South between 200 West and Meridian. And they were going to be crossing the Gaskell, Barweiler, and Bowman tiles there. And they sent their forms in, their plans in, recommend those two for approval.
What was the second one?
It's the Corning Glass, 100 South.
Where am I missing?
They might be in a different order, actually.
The Corning Glass is not on there.
The Corning Glass
They
is not.
sent that in today.
Okay.
They sent
That's
it.
the one that came today. Yeah,
Okay.
I did see that
That's
on the
reading. I
email.
don't see it. Okay.
That one got emailed out late.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That makes, I was like, man, I'm just not seeing it here. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept those two.
I'll second that. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
2-0.
And then we also have a request from, I forget the name of the company.
US Signal.
Yeah, US Signal, and this is a fiber line. And it's running from Allen County somewhere south and west of here. I'm not sure where it actually goes. I know it goes into Huntington County because they've approved some crossings over there. On County Road 500 West, on the Rebecca Knight Drain, and on County Road 500 West on Flat Creek. The Rebecca Knight is actually a joint drain between Wells, Huntington, and Allen County. All three. Huntington County is the controlling county for that one. Spoke with the county surveyor over there, and as we have done in the past, on a joint drain, whatever county it's actually located in, they would like for it to be approved in that county so that it's recorded in that county. So,
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I don't see that item number 4 has been completed for the two US Signal.
it's not in that packet. They had sent it at the last minute, we emailed it, I believe.
Yep, we did.
Or are you talking about for Citizens Telephone?
Well, I'm looking at 2 from US Signal, I'm sorry, and I guess I'll go back.
Sorry.
I'll go back to the Citizens Telephone. I don't see that either of those We had the actual feet that they would not provide work any closer. It's under paragraph A, item number 4.
Should be.
If it's in their documentation, that's fine. I just didn't notice it on the face of the permit application.
I believe it's in their plans that they submitted.
Is that what it's got?
No, they didn't have the footage. Thought it was in their, thought it was in their work plan. Thought it was on there. I don't see it on the citizens one.
Is that the second night?
No, that's the Google one, US Signal.
I apologize for not bringing that up earlier.
I guess it's safe to say that what's in the easement, whatever the easement width and the width of the ditch would be what the distance is.
It does not say that.
I thought in the past, we had indicated that there would be
I bet you were thinking of,
a finite number of feet that they would not from top of bank.
I think you're thinking of an encroachment agreement for a structure to be located, not the utility one. These are boring. So the construction of the project will not result in obstructions or closer than 4 feet unless we specify otherwise on a utility. On the encroachment agreement for permanent structures, like for individuals, those are the ones that we have a
Okay.
finite number on, that are normally 15 or 25 minimum.
Okay.
Yep. Good catch.
Okay.
And then I'll make a motion to write both of these, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
US Signal for Flat Creek and then US Signal for the Rebecca Knight grant.
Right. You got a
Recommend
motion,
those for approval.
and then I'll second that. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
2-0.
And I believe, so one other question, I know it was briefly discussed during your solid waste meeting, is the intent to cancel the commissioner meeting during the street fair week? I know you rescheduled your solid waste meeting for the other meeting. If so, we would also be canceling the drainage board meeting that would be scheduled 16th,
I think it's the 16th, yes.
Yeah, it is.
August 15th or 16th.
Yeah, I think it's
September.
September 15th.
September 15th.
15th.
Yeah.
We don't have to decide today, we have another meeting between now and then, but
I'd check our schedule because I think we planned for this when we did the review of meetings
I
for,
think,
yep.
like, maybe we kind of put it in there as tentative if needed, something or other.
In my 13 years, we've had one, and it was a special meeting,
Yep.
so we'll bring it up at the,
We can bring it up at our next meeting, just
If
kind of giving you a heads
If we
up.
need to vote on it, we can at the next meeting.
Yep, just giving you a heads up that. And I believe that's all I have.
Nate, what can you tell us? Anything for the drainage board?
That was easy.
It's always easy.
You wish it always was this
He
easy.
doesn't talk much.
Not this meeting.
You, nothing else, Diana?
No, all my reports have been with Diana and Jared already, and we've covered them. Thank you very much. Thanks for both of them.
Gotcha. Now, entertain a motion to adjourn.